Another huge event has taken place. So today we have some XRP news. We have some Bitcoin news. I believe we have a little bit of chain link news as well. We'll probably end off with that. This article here begins. Everything seems to be lining up, folks. Shout out to Akuma. Appreciate you leaving the message the other day, sir. I hope you're doing well out there, right? Hope everything's going great for you. Now, this article is titled Ripple SEC Update. Judge Torres doctrine stays. XRP secondary sales are not securities. So you have that victory. Then we just heard from some lawyer. I can't remember which one it was, but some lawyer about a week ago, we read an article. We covered an article here where the judge is saying, hey, SEC may not even appeal. So, I mean, we're just racking up victories. Everything's looking great as far as I'm concerned. But it begins here. It says Ripple SEC update. Judge Jackson in Binance case uses Judge Torres's decision that secondary sales of crypto, including XRP, are not securities. XRP price jumps. Did it jump? I haven't checked the charts in a few days. I don't know what's going on. So chart wise, you tell me, did the price jump? Are they serious? Probably not by much, I would assume. It begins here. Well, it continues here. Ripple versus SEC Judge Torres decision. The XRP in itself is not a security. The doctrine in programmatic sales and secondary sales stand. Judge Amy Jackson has dismissed the U.S. SEC's claim. So not only a victory on our part, but another loss. Keep that in mind. Another loss for the SEC, which once again, I want to point out that it seems like a lot of judges are going against them. And I thought this would happen. It's not just because the judges see what is right and what is correct, but I felt like, if you remember me saying this, I felt like the SEC was very disrespectful to the judges that they've dealt with, especially Judge Torres. Remember, when they were disputing after Judge Torres said, well, this is how it is. And then a lot of verbiage came out of the SEC going against that. And I said, wait a minute. How do you just go against a judge? Most judges and most professionals have like a brotherhood, sisterhood, a fraternal type of thing going on. And they tend to stick together. Like, hate it or love it, like it or not. That's how it goes. Police have it. Lawyers sometimes have, like, a lot of these groups, people that come out of college, what do they call those things? The fraternities, sororities, even college students. So when you go against one, I'm telling you now, a lot of others will begin to look at you quizzically like, oh, you want to go against us? So anyway, I do believe there's a little bit of that dynamic here. And, they shook the hornet's nest. I think the SEC is getting stung now. But let's continue on here. So it says here, they dismissed the SEC's claim on Binance's BNB secondary sales and cleared that secondary sales do not qualify as securities under the Howey Test investment contracts criteria. It's the second time crypto secondary sales are approved as not securities. That's it, folks. It's over. This is in the bag. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm not a lawyer, of course, but it seems pretty clear cut. It says, after a decision in a Coinbase case in the Second Circuit Court, Ripple SEC update Judge Torres. Okay, then they go into that a little bit further, but I mean, that's enough. That was highly impactful. Smash the like button. By the way, if you if you're still here, you like this content, all right? I appreciate you. I appreciate every single one of you. Then it continues on. What more do they have to say? In a major moment for the crypto industry, Judge Amy Berman Jackson. Why did they? So that's hilarious. In the first section, they just said Judge Amy Jackson. Now they give her full name, Judge Amy Berman Jackson. Why the differentiation there? Has agreed with Judge Torres's doctrine on XRP programmatic sales and secondary sales. Judge Jackson in Binance versus SEC has dismissed SEC's argument concerning secondary sales of BNB by sellers other than Binance. This is a major precedent for ongoing crypto cases in the United States. Coinbase, Kraken, and Consensus are likely to use this opinion to gain the upper hand in their lawsuits. And I don't see how this would not be effective in their case as well. I believe that it will be. The U.S. SEC lawyers now can't argue that Judge Torres' opinion on secondary sales wasn't agreed upon or used by other judges. Judge, I heard, not heard, but I saw an article. I didn't read all the way through it. You know, I have so many articles I look at. Some I read all the way through. Some I just browse through. But one of them was saying that there's something going on where, I don't know, did something happen with the Supreme Court where now Gary Gensler's position is at stake for some reason? I know. I mean, some of you could inform me. And we will be doing a live stream very soon in the next few days. So then, you know, if you have something you want to say or you want to inform me once we run that, then you can just do it there. But if you leave it in the comment section, I'll probably see it. It says, and future buyers and sellers with no clear differentiating principle between tokens in the marketplace that are securities and tokens that aren't. All right, so that's big stuff happening here. We're getting closer and closer to the moment. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I'm ready. But you've heard me say that before. I mean it. Like, I'm ready. All right. But the game continues. So now we got a little bit of Bitcoin news here. And it was something interesting in this article. I felt like Samson Mao was telling. He's been saying a lot lately. And let me tell you something. There's an old ancient phrase that goes something like akin to keep silent your tongue so your words don't betray you. Yeah, sometimes you get to talking too much and you tell a little bit more than you should. But I'll let you decide that. I feel that way. Let's get into this article here. It is titled, Samson Mao reveals what will happen to all, not some, all. This is what he's saying. All Bitcoin sales now. All right. It says here, Samson Mao, a vocal Bitcoin maximalist and CEO of Jan3, a company that helps nation states adopt Bitcoin, has commented on the recent wave of Bitcoin selling off, during which the world's biggest cryptocurrency has twice plunged below $60,000. Mao believes that all Bitcoin that is being sold now, this is what I found interesting. Listen to this, right? Mao believes that all Bitcoin being sold now will be picked up by big sharks anyway. Doesn't that sound similar to what I've been saying? All that selling that's going on, it will make no difference because the big companies set it up this way. I feel strongly they tipped the first domino. And once they start selling, everybody else sells. All the other people and entities sell. I'm trying to be as respectful as possible. Everybody else begins to sell. But they did it on purpose because they know those companies that Cathie Wood spoke about that were on the side that wanted to get into Bitcoin, but they didn't. She said they didn't. They sat out all those other explosions. She said that, but she said now, and I'm paraphrasing, of course, now they want in. But we never got an update on that, which means they're still positioning themselves. So if that's the case, then that's what Samson Mao was talking about. Cathie Wood would know about it. Samson Mao would know about it. Larry Fink, all these big people. I mean, when I say big, I mean in value, monetary value. Let me be clear about that. They all know what's coming. And I believe, and I've been saying the same thing. I can see it coming from a mile away. It's a setup. It's rigged. Listen, I didn't sell anything. Holding. This is me. It's not financial advice. I'm just speaking for myself. I see what's coming. I believe I know what's coming. I'm holding. I didn't sell anything. It says Mao believes that all Bitcoin that is being sold now will be picked up by big sharks anyway. So he doesn't even care what's going on right now because he knows. You know, I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but I'm saying this is what I'm perceiving from, this is what I'm grasping from his words. He doesn't even care what's going on right now because he knows they're going to pick it up. And what happens when those big sharks pick up that Bitcoin? It starts going up dramatically. And guess what's the craziest part? As that Bitcoin goes up and everything else will go up as well. You know how this goes already. But as that Bitcoin goes up, the people will buy in again higher than where they bought before because they want in. And that trajectory, the setup for Bitcoin's trajectory is so insane right now. It's unbelievable. We'll see what actually occurs, but the setup is insane. There's so many more giant companies that want a piece of Bitcoin, and I think that's going to spill over into a lot of other things because once Bitcoin reaches a certain propped up value, just like gold, It's like, what else do they look to? I think they're looking at XRP. I think they're going to look at Solana. Yes, Ethereum has its part to play. It's going to take a chunk. I do, but I said Ethereum is a moneymaker for years. I told you. I don't deal in Ethereum, but I can see when something is potent, just like Cardano. I don't have any Cardano, but I can see what's coming in Cardano. It's a moneymaker. When the time comes and the bull markets pop off, Cardano's a moneymaker. Ethereum will be there, but I think they're primarily right now, I believe, from given everything that I've seen, they're looking at Solana, they're looking at XRP. And I think they may go after Solana first. I do. See, XRP is complicated. It has such a big part to play in a lot of different things. But when its time comes, theoretically speaking, not financial advice, it should be explosive. And I fully expect all of the regular people to be shocked. I do. I don't think they can see what's coming. I think that anger and resentment and depression and desperation, I think, clouds a lot of people's vision of what is possible. And I think what is logically going to happen if XRP does indeed serve its purpose. So then it continues on here. It says here, the Bitcoin maximalists made a bullish Bitcoin statement saying that no matter how much Bitcoin has been sold and is going to be dumped in the coming weeks and perhaps months, it will be absorbed by the market anyway. I agree with that. I don't know how long it's going to take. Usually it takes a few months after the halving before everything explodes again, but it looks like that's where everything is heading. And once Bitcoin goes up, everything else will go up, just like it did in 2021. I firmly expect all of those money-making coins to explode again. Cardano will explode. Solana will explode. Ethereum will be there. XRP price should go up dramatically. XLM price will go up dramatically because of XRP and Bitcoin. Algorand, we'll see how that works. I know some of the dynamics have changed, but the bullishness on Algorand has definitely not changed. They've done a good job. It's building around it. And they have a lot of good new offerings on there. We'll see how that affects everything as well. Matic, Polygon, I think that's going to take off again. You know, we'll see. We'll see how it all works out. No guarantees, of course. Not financial advice once again. It says Mao most likely meant spot Bitcoin ETF issuers, which have been actively scooping up this digital currency since mid-January after the SEC granted its approval to start trading. Well, they've been, a lot of these, big money people and entities have been grabbing up Bitcoin in every possible way. ETF or not. That's what I've read. Mao's $1 million Bitcoin prediction. Well, we know about that. So we covered something about that, I believe, in yesterday's video. Let's move on to this next article here. Oh, man. The SEC has to be the most hated entity on the earth. Here we go. A little bit of Ethereum news. All right. For all the Ethereum enthusiasts out there that they request Ethereum news, here you go. This article is titled, U.S. SEC delays spot Ethereum ETF launch, sends back S1 forms. Why? U.S. SEC in the latest comments has asked spot Ethereum ETF issuers to revise recently submitted S1 forms, delaying the launch of spot Ether ETFs. ETH price to fall? Question mark. I like to say it like that. I didn't have to say the question mark, but I like that. Like, I don't know why. It just sounds good when you say that. I don't know. You read the X when you anyway, let's keep going. The spot Ethereum, somebody was like, question mark, Mick, what are you doing? I don't know. I like to do different things at times, keep it fun, interesting. Anyway, I made myself giggle with that one. The spot Ethereum ETFs that experts such as Bloomberg ETF analyst Eric Balchunas and James Seifert estimated to launch next week have been further delayed by the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission. The SEC issued a few comments on the S1 form submitted by spot Ethereum ETF issuers, with refiling expected in the coming weeks. They just keep pushing things back. I really dislike the SEC. You know, I don't feel like we have any time to waste personally, just from my personal experience. I don't feel like anyone has time to waste. We don't know what's coming tomorrow. You know, we don't know who's going to be here tomorrow. At least that's how I feel in my life. I've been through a lot of different things these past few years. So it has definitely affected the way I approach living day to day and living fully. And yet these type of entities, they don't care about the people. They just keep pushing stuff back. They take their time. They don't let the people enjoy life the way that they should. All right, I'll stop right there with my personal thoughts. Let's keep going here. It says the US SEC in the latest comments has asked the spot Ethereum ETF issuers to submit the S1 forms by July the 8th. So there you have it. According to people familiar with the matter, this means the spot Ethereum ETF's launch is delayed to mid-July or July end. Let's just get this stuff going already, man. SEC Chair Gary Gensler recently confirmed that the approval process for spot Ethereum ETF is going smoothly after issuers, including BlackRock, Fidelity, 21 Shares, Grayscale, Franklin Templeton, Van Eck, iShares, and Invesco. The Ether ETF issuers such as Van Eck have also filed a Form 8A in preparation for listing on exchanges by July the 8th. The delay puts Ethereum holders in limbo. ETF store president Nate Garachi earlier noted that the last round of S1 revisions was quite, quote, light, unquote. And the regulator will likely clear issuers for trading within the next 14 to 21 days. While the exact timeline is unclear, the SEC hinted at a potential launch this summer. I don't like hints. It's either that or it's not. ETH price drop due to delay. Market participants have criticized the move by the SEC as Ethereum and the broader crypto market are already trading under sell-off pressure. The odds of Ethereum ETF launch next week ignited hopes of altcoin season as ETH and BTC price was finally moving above the 365 simple moving average. Now let's move on to this next little article here. A little bit more. Okay, we have a little bit more Bitcoin news. Let's find out what's going on here. So now this article is titled Bitcoin, my apologies. Billionaire Peter Thiel remains a Bitcoin holder, but questions its future value. That doesn't sound too positive, right? What's the problem? It says here, Peter Thiel, renowned billionaire and co-founder of PayPal, Palantir Technologies and Founders Fund, shared his thoughts on Bitcoin during an interview with CNBC. Thiel's familiarity with Bitcoin dates back to 2014, when Founders Fund became one of the earliest institutional investors in cryptocurrency, making significant acquisitions of BTC. The fund later sold its Bitcoin holdings before 2022 crypto market downturn, reaping approximately $1.8 billion in profits. Reports from 2023 indicate that the fund resumed purchasing crypto assets, including Bitcoin, from late summer to early fall 2023. Thiel only discussed his personal Bitcoin holdings with CNBC. It says, quote, I still hold some, unquote. Thiel explained to the show host at the Aspen Ideas Festival, quote, I didn't buy as much as I should have, unquote. The billionaire investor acknowledged. That's interesting. However, Thiel is significantly more cautious compared to the average Bitcoin enthusiast. Quote, I'm not sure it's going to go up that dramatically from here, unquote. The venture capitalist stated, how could you possibly, I don't understand that. How could you possibly say that? Knowing that thousands of companies want to participate and hold Bitcoin and make money off of Bitcoin, that theoretically should send it much higher from here. Like I said, my numbers, I believe anywhere between $100,000, $150,000, somewhere in between there. That's the high prices, I believe. It could go higher than that. I don't know. But I'm just saying that's what I believe right now. Low end, 80,000 on the low end, 85,000 somewhere around there on the low end. But I just don't understand how you would that this individual believe that it wouldn't dramatically go up from here. It's very easy for Bitcoin to explode right now, considering if a massive amount of companies start purchasing, then on top of that, retail investors will follow suit and start purchasing in mass. I just don't understand that. All right. Well, that's his opinion. So be to each his own. All right. So now let's go here. Oh, we have a little altcoin season. A little bit of altcoin season news. Let's find out what they're saying now. So this article here is titled, Crypto altcoin season may be about to start. We've heard that a few times. Listen, when it begins, it begins. But I understand people have to write articles as content. So let's hear them out. Why not? So the altcoin season, a highly anticipated period for crypto investors, is said to be imminent. According to a recognized market expert, Despite the recent drop in altcoin capitalization, signs of a reversal are multiplying. What is the catalyst? What would be the catalyst? This is the famous trader. It just doesn't seem like there's enough catalyst, in my opinion. Bitcoin, I haven't seen Bitcoin do what it needs to do in order for there to be that liquidity that wants to come out of something with a certainty like Bitcoin or Ethereum and then go into other altcoins, which are lesser known. You get what I'm saying? I just don't see it. Not yet. Let's keep going. The famous trader, Mr. Crypto, remains optimistic despite the current volatility. According to him, the market dynamics follow a well-established pattern. Everything starts with a focus on Bitcoin. That's what I'm saying. I haven't seen Bitcoin have that moment it needs just yet. That's personally how I feel. Oh man, I'm messing up today. But you understood what I was trying to convey, right? It says followed by a growing interest in Ethereum. This progression then paves the way for a true rush towards altcoins. Quote, the first stage sees capital flowing into Bitcoin. I agree with that, resulting in a significant rise in its price. I agree with that. But the way I see it, that happens when that explosion occurs that takes place after every halving. That's what I saw last time in 2021. And then everything went up. All right. So let's keep going. It says, quote, then the attention turns to Ethereum, which outperforms Bitcoin. This movement triggers a domino effect, first propelling high capacity altcoins before spreading to the entire market. It says historically, this cycle has been repeated several times. That I can agree with. I've read that this occurs several times. I personally lived through it in the last bull run. It says during the last altcoin season in 2021, some cryptos saw their value multiply by 100. Even 1,000. Yes, it was a beautiful time. I'm hoping that it's going to be like that again. It looks like it could be bigger. I could be wrong on that. But once again, let Bitcoin do what it needs to do. And that will be the major flare gun going off, letting people know like, hey, listen, something's about to happen with the so-called altcoins. I wouldn't call it altcoin season. I mean, all of this categorization, I'm not too concerned with that. I just know when Bitcoin moves, at some point liquidity begins to come out of Bitcoin little by little, and then it goes into so-called altcoins. However, I will say this. There's a lot of new dynamics. The financial situations in the world have dramatically changed from 2021. So to expect it to be exactly the same, I don't know about that. I would think it would be very, very different. And it may move a little bit slower. I'll say that. Once again, why? Because people may play it a little bit safer. There's a harsh economic time right now for many, many people that before in 2021, they were ready to play. They had money on deck. They were ready to play. Now people have to tighten up the belt a little bit. So things are dramatically different. So it says even 1,000, logically attracting investor interest. And that's another reason why I believe a lot of this is going to rely on the big companies to whom money is nothing to them. They have a lot of capital and value to play with. Some of it not even their own. But I think a lot of it is going to rely on them this time as opposed to 2021 bull run, which was, from my knowledge, heavily retail based. Retail whales, retail people, they're not a part of these big institutions like BlackRock and such, That's what I mean by that. It says, despite the recent 17% drop in altcoin capitalization, the indicators point to an imminent rebound. Quote, we are on the brink of a new phase of euphoria, unquote. Wait a minute. Despite the recent 17% drop in altcoin capitalization, indicators point to an imminent rebound. Then he says, we are on the brink of a new phase of euphoria. All right. Okay. To each his own. It says, quote, the fundamentals have never been stronger and adoption is accelerating. Okay. Now I see where you're coming from. I'm glad he provided clarity right after they made that quote there. Because I didn't know where he was coming from with that. They broke it up. They break those sentences up there. They should have kept everything all together. Would have made perfect flow, perfect sense. All right. So now let's move on here to Chainlink. Find out what's going on with Link. All right. They've been doing a lot of really, really good building. This article here is titled Chainlink Data Streams is live on Avalanche mainnet with GMX v2. Chainlink, the industry standard decentralized computing platform. Avalanche, a leading blockchain platform designed for speed, scalability, and security. And GMX, a leading on-chain perpetual and spot exchange that offers deep liquid markets for many top crypto assets, have today announced that Chainlink data streams has officially launched on Avalanche, with GMX as a launch partner using data streams to help power its decentralized perpetual exchange. Chainlink data streams unlocks a new generation of high throughput DeFi markets on Avalanche. This article eerily, I don't know who, let me see who wrote this. This is from PR Newswire. It just says provided by Chainlink. So I don't know who wrote it, but this article is eerily similar to the Algorand article. I felt like I was reading the Algorand article again, especially with all of these complicated things that they're doing. It's unbelievable. So, Chainlink is continuing to move forward, continuing to become more powerful, more streamlined. It says Chainlink data streams is the all-in-one data solution for the DeFi market, combining low latency market data and automated execution to unlock a new generation of ultra-fast and user-friendly high-throughput DeFi products by supplying high-frequency market data using robust decentralized infrastructures. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.